Hi everyone. So for this final project, I chose the painting Raft of Medusa done by Theodore Gericault in 1818. And it is an oil done on canvas. It's actually a fairly large painting. It is 16 feet by 23 feet, which is pretty huge. It's interesting because most paintings made at that time that were big were supposed to resemble like a heroic event or soldiers in battle or something like that. And this is kind of the complete opposite. It depicts a horrible event that happened in 1816. It hangs in the Louvre. It's done in the Romanticism period. So the subject matter of it, I'll just show it to you real quick. If I can flip this around, maybe. I can't figure out how. Okay, we're gonna do this. So this is the painting. I hope you can see that. I'm sorry if it's terrible. I'll provide a link to it as well. So the painting depicts a raft called the Raft of Medusa, and the story behind it is a French naval ship that I think was titled the Medusa was run aground in 1816, and there weren't enough lifeboats for everyone, so the captain ordered the ship engineer to make a makeshift raft out of it so that people could go on board. So there were 400 people on the ship, and 150 people made it off the ship after it ran aground. So most of these people were on the raft since there weren't enough lifeboats, and the idea was that the lifeboats would tow the raft behind them, and everyone would get to safety. But they soon realized that that wasn't going to work because the raft was too heavy. There were too many people on it. So they cut the line, and the raft floated out to sea, and they were abandoned at sea for 13 days. So in those 13 days, almost everyone died. Only 15 people survived. And the reports from those survivors were that the events that happened on the raft during those 13 days were absolutely horrific. There were people dying of all sorts of, starvation, dying of thirst, dying of disease. The worst thing that was reported happening was cannibalism, even intentional cannibalism, people killing someone who's living right now just to eat them because they were starving. So it was a huge national scandal because it was actually the majority of the blame was given to the captain and his incompetence because they ran aground in the middle of the ocean. They shouldn't have done that. And so it was a huge national controversy. And so Gericault he kind of wanted to launch his career. And so he decided to make his first big painting over this event. And he took his time doing it. It took about 2 years for him because it was released in late 1818 and early 1819, I'm not sure. And the event happened in mid 1816. So he took about 2 years, and in that time he interviewed survivors, and he made hundreds of sketches, and he actually made a full-blown scale model of the raft in his studio. So he took a lot of care in making sure that the event was correctly portrayed and that the survivors and the dead were given the respect that they needed. So that was nice. So when the painting first came out, it was very controversial because obviously it's a touchy subject. A lot of people died, and people didn't know if he was trying to, boost up the dead and honor them, or if he was just using this as a way to boost his career. And so some people loved it and some people hated it, and eventually it kind of balanced out, and people respected it to be an amazing piece of art because it is an amazing piece of art. That really boosted his international career, and I think that might be all I have for y'all. So yeah, it's interesting because most paintings like that aren't made over. There aren't a whole lot of paintings that are done very well and made over gruesome events such as that. So I think it's pretty rare in its own respect. Yeah, so there's my mini presentation or final presentation. So I hope y'all liked it, and thanks for listening. Bye.